Alright, in this video I'm going to tell you exactly how I optimize my life so I can basically achieve any result much faster than any other person I'm competing with. So the first thing is sleep. Sleep is number one thing, like it's the most important thing. I cannot stress that enough because let's say on day one you're 100%, you slept well. On second day maybe you went partying or maybe you have dates or maybe overall just out of your schedule. So next day maybe it will be like 70%, right? And even though you're going to sleep another day, let's say try to go back at the same time, it's still going to be maybe like 85% because it requires time to go back to your same schedule. So very important thing is to try to go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. So you have like this natural rhythm. Your body is used to wake up and sleep at the same time. And I always strive to get at least for 8 to 9 hours sleep. Why it's so important? Again, because most of mental illnesses, most of anxiety, depression, anything like that just comes from bad sleep. And even if you, let's say, have 8 to 9 hours sleep, but let's say you woke up 8 times in the night, it's not that good sleep. So sleep is number one thing. You have to figure out some way how to get the best possible sleep. Another thing is food. Food for me, I think what you eat is like who you are. So if I eat, let's say, healthy, I'm going to be much healthier. I'll be much more leaner. I will look better. I will feel better. I will have much more mental clarity. And overall, it's just very, very important thing. Again, like if you eat this food, it's going to charge you up. It's going to, let's say, from 50%. I mean, like it's your potential, right? From 50% maybe to give you 70% of potential. It's more energy, you feel better, your stomach feels better. And if you eat this one, it's same like a sleeping 70% and being foggy. So not only you're going to have worse sleep, but also you'll feel like less. So maybe like will be like 30% of potential energy. This is like I'm calculating like my potential energy. So let's say I have great sleep. So I have great sleep, right? I'm feeling 100%. But then I eat shit food. I instantly go to, let's say, maybe if it's 30%, so it's maybe like 60% of my potential. Because it's only one day, right? Something like that. And I'm going to have a brain fog. I'll have less energy because my body needs a lot of energy to process this bad food, right? And if I eat this kind of food, my body will have much easier time to process this food and it'll actually give me energy because it has actual vitamins and it will be like, I don't know, just feel better and overall do better. Another thing, dating especially for me, it's the tough one because first of all, if you're attractive, you're good looking, you have your life, you're going to have many girls that actually want to date with you and it's hard to resist to go dating. So, I mean, this one, I mean, like it's very individual, but at least for me, it's much harder because, as I said, like if you go to dates, most likely you're going to spend time, you need to think what to say, what to do, blah, blah, blah. So again, like, I think it subtracts my overall like energy. Maybe again, like, it depends how much you date, it depends how long you spend time with, but I would say it's like minus 30% of potential energy. Again, it will make sense later when I will combine everything. But I think maybe like if you have like a good girl, but again, it's like very hard to find a good girl, at least if you don't know what you're doing. Still, and even like if you find a good girl, because you're going to spend time with another person, you're going to subconsciously think about another person, what he thinks, emotions, and etc. So you'll still process unnecessary things that you rather just put your time on your business or on your work. So I would say, if possible, at first avoid, especially if you're younger. But if not, then just like you have to put aside the time. Activities. Activities also is one of the things that can add or can like give you less energy. For example, if I go kite surfing, if I kite surf all day, it burns 3K calories, so it's a lot of energy. Plus energy, calories, what else I want to say? Also, it's a lot of adrenaline. So adrenaline, so it's and gives you a stress. So let's say cortisol, C, cortisol, and but another thing after let's say kite surfing, you will feel better. But on that day, you will let's say if I go kite surfing the same day, another day, I do something else. It's fine. You just feel less energy, but it's like good energy, you know. So also depends, but for me, I noticed it really depends 50-50 for me. If I go kite surfing all day, maybe, for example, I puncture my leg, I have to go to hospital, I had to stress over infections in my leg, I had to basically do like injection vaccine for my hand, and overall I think it was just a lot of stress, and I would say it makes me negative, be like 20%, shit, maybe 20%, minus 20%. But overall, long term, because we're seeing this short term, right? Short term. Long term, it would add because overall I have like a hobby, I feel better. So depends how long you will look at it. So in long term, of course, maybe like it's 100% plus because, for example, kite surfing or running, because I'm putting here running. Kite surfing or running actually is very good for your body. I would actually choose running as a sport just to overall like relax because it's just more easy. You cannot really get cut. You cannot really get like damaged in some way. And kite surfing is more like this kind of brutal sport, and I like the intensity of it. So yeah, running is okay. Kite surfing will be less okay if you want to achieve your goals. For example, me. And yeah, for example, another thing, drinking and smoking. I think it's pretty obvious. Drinking not only destroys your body, but it destroys your sleep. It's number one thing for your sleep. Boom. Number one thing, and you should avoid it as much as possible. And smoking gives you brain fog. So it's like fog. So what it means, you cannot really concentrate, you cannot focus, you cannot have good ideas. You'll be just like a zombie a little bit. And you don't want to be a zombie. So this one and this one especially makes you zombie. Let's have a emoji. Okay, so we have zombie, right? So you look like a zombie and you feel like a zombie and you feel like shit and you cannot do anything because all this shit will lower your energy. It will lower your vibrations. You cannot just function as a human. And another thing is cooking and cleaning. For example, I earn so much money that for me, cooking and cleaning will cost much more, like much more. Because what you need to do in order to cook, first of all, you need to think what to cook, right? I have to think what to cook, and then I have to go to shop. Oh, also, if you want, like, you have to think 3 times if you're cooking 3 times, or like same meal like twice, it's okay. But let's say from average, let's say 2. So you have to think 2 times what to cook, and you have to go to shop. Then you have to clean, and what else? Pretty much, yeah. So how much time that takes and how much energy that takes to do all this unnecessary shit, like it's completely unnecessary shit. You have to outsource it to someone else. Like you cannot focus on that. Like this is like biggest time waster ever. So I think this is like very, at least for me, like I hate cooking, I hate cleaning, I hate doing all this shit. I think that will burn at least my 40% of energy. At least this is like minimum. And the real cost, also, yeah, like for example, my 1 hour at least cost maybe like $25. If I just idling, if I just resting, it just costs that much for me to rest. But maybe the real cost is maybe even more, like $70, because we have to understand that potentially speaking, like right now I'm in my prime, I'm like 26, I'm having the best brain power for me right now. And for me, if I just focus on cooking or cleaning, the real cost is probably much higher, because in the future I would earn much more than currently I'm earning. So not only like not only you're wasting time right now, but going to waste time in the future, potentially making much more money. Again, this is potentially if you want to achieve goals much faster and you want basically earn more money. But if you don't want to do that, it's completely fine to cook, clean, and do like this. Another thing, cleaning, it's a very, very important thing. For example, for me, I live in a villa, so for me to clean all this would take maybe at least 2 hours. I mean, like everything, because to change bed sheets, to change towels, everything just to clean, maybe 2 hours. So 2 hours again would be wasted for me. It's like $50 in my time, right? But if I hire someone who can do that all that for me, I save 2 hours and I pay maybe like $25. That's much better time investment, because not you have to understand, like, not only investing 2 hours, not only time, but you're investing your energy, right? Energy. And the energy is the most important thing you have in your life. If you have no energy, let's say if you're sick, you're basically feeling useless and you cannot do anything. So you need energy to do anything in life. And the more energy you will have, the more things you can do in the life. And again, so how we can make everything sense? Everything makes sense when you actually sleep well, eat the right foods, cut dating, cut dating activities. You go for a run, maybe not kitesurfing, not maybe like some kind of extreme sport where it's like a lot of adrenaline. You avoid drinking, you avoid smoking. If you can't at first outsource cooking and cleaning, you try to make, let's say, cook one time a day. That make it easy, easy and simple foods that you can basically eat the whole day, and as minimal as possible, like time investment and energy investment. So you have like maybe like planning for a whole day, what to do, what to eat. And with cleaning also, if you cannot outsource, you have to like somehow make it much faster. So yeah, and let's say now, to put everything to sense, if I am the same person, me, Danas, and let's say the one guy, one of my version, does all this. Let's say he doesn't wake up at that same time, he maybe watches Instagram or scrolls at the night, like brain rotting, right? Wakes up instantly with 70% of the energy. Let's say eats shit food, he cannot really focus, boom, another 30%. Then let's say he goes to dating, boom, another maybe like 30%. Those activities, most likely if I would be fat, right? I wouldn't be interested in running or anything like that, so it doesn't give me any bonus in that. So I would say like just skip it. Let's say I'm drinking, smoking, I think it's like minus 50% of your energy. Boom, again, right, minus 50%. And this one is again energy cost, I would say again minus 40%. 40%. So 100, 130, 80, so 210% minus. And this is a very important thing. Like if it's like minus 210%, like it doesn't make sense, right? Like if it's like, let's say if we have 100% scale, if we out of 100%, why it's minus 210%? Because you're stealing this energy out of your future. You have to understand that. If you're smoking or drinking, you're borrowing your future self to today, because all high sugars or dating, like let's say stressful dating. Maybe like dating is like maybe you can find another good girl. Maybe it will add, maybe it like add 10% to your life. But if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're not sleeping well, you're going to borrow the full whole day from your future. That's why most of the people cannot outlive 60 years, 70 years sometimes, because they're just borrowing so much energy from the future. Of course, like not every day they're going to drink and smoke, right, and eat shit food. That's why they're going to live longer. But the thing is that every time you do that, you're borrowing energy debt. This is called energy debt. So we have 210% out 100%, so minus minus 200%. Shit. So boom, and so it's plus 100%. So we have 110% energy depth. Energy depth. So, and to recover that energy, you cannot really recover because it's already spent, it's already borrowed. You can manage the borrowing, but most likely cannot really survive that. And let's say we have another one, which is, let's say, 100%, 100% sleep, and then food, let's say it is, if it's ads, it's okay, like 70%, boom. Boom, dating, we're avoiding dating, so it's 0. Activities, I would say maybe like 30% add, shit, 70%, 30%. Smoking and drinking, we avoided that, so it's actually adding to our overall, but since we're not doing it, you cannot really add, because you cannot, like, there's no reverse, like drinking or smoking. And cooking, cleaning, so again, like I'm saving a lot of energy, so it's 0, wait, 100, 70, 30, and like that's the thing, right? Now we have a 200% energy, so we have a surplus, right? But it's not that simple. If we are working and we're trying to achieve our goals, out of all this energy, surplus is going to be minus 200%. It's funny, right? Because at least for me, right? If I have this kind of very good energy, I wake up, I feel fresh, I eat healthy food, I work out, I do everything, but I put all my mental energy to that, is going to like just suck out of it. It's just going to suck out of it because you're going to feel tired, right? You're going to be mentally very, very tired. So this is energy that we completely destroy, and we went with 0. It's like after a really good training or like really good workout, we're feeling like, oh shit, like we're depleted, right? And we need to recover. Again, out of 0, tomorrow, either it's going to be plus or like it's going to be negative. It's going to depend on us, and that will affect our brain power, how we can function another day. And basically, what I do every day is I try to make my life as simple as possible. So, like people even laugh at me. I dress same. I like already know what I'm going to dress. I go to same cafes, order same food. Order same food. This is in my life. Eat as much as possible fruits, so I eat as healthy as possible. Then I drink coffee. That really helps my mental just be even more on top. And I think it's very important. What else to mention? That like on the outside, I'm like looking like really boring guy. Like I don't really do anything, just work. If you want to work, let's say 4 hours of your maximum brain power, takes a lot of energy. I think it's like 40% of all your energy brain consumes. So your brain, so let's have emoji. Boom. This is our like the biggest and like most valuable treasure we have to optimize with. So our brain consumes a lot of energy. So a lot, and it needs energy. So where it gets energy from the food. So again, food, sleep, and it's where it gets energy. Okay, so from food and sleep. Let's put here food and sleep. And imagine what happens if you give this food. Okay, let's use this one. So again, what if we give brain this food? What happens? is going to be slower, like automatically. We know that candy, processed foods, anything like that just makes your brain work slower. So we know this, it's going to work slower. Okay, boom, work slower. And if you're going to give this kind of food, what happens? Imagine this is your brain and you give this food. Of course it's going to be faster, work faster. Or like it's called brain fog, right? Brain fog. Work faster and sharp mind. Sharp mind. Boom. So we know that now we have, with these foods, we have what gives energy, what subtracts energy, and sleep. Of course, we know that every time if we wake up and go sleep at the same time, the brain knows everything, so it's going to have much more energy because it knows when the time is to rest, right? I know the brain knows when to rest, when to wake up, what to do this, what to do that. And when you have predictability, because our brain really loves predictability. If it doesn't know what's going to happen, it gets stressed. So that's why, like, for example, you get stressed when you don't know something. So when you don't know something, it causes stress. Oh shit. It causes stress. And stress will give you cortisol, which is not good, right? Stress is cortisol. But overall, you're going to burn energy, especially mental. So trying to predict the future. And the harder the prediction, the more energy you're going to burn. So as you get it, right? You have to make your life as simple as possible. Eat as healthy food as possible. Have as simple and predictable workout routines as possible. Because even if you're going to the gym, right? If you're going to push yourself too hard, your nervous system will get tired. And when your nervous system gets tired, it's harder for you to function because you just over pushed it. If you go just for, let's say, 3 kilometers run, easy run, or let's say 5 kilometers, depends on how much you're running every day, your body just has like this like thing that we can like process more cortisol, like your muscles are moving, like your like heart is healthier, like your body is healthier. When your body is healthier, like you can function better. So we have to do everything. So the first thing is to, again, reduce mental load. I mean, unnecessary one. Like dating, choosing what or where to eat, what to dress. We optimized our life very, very simply. And then feed right materials, or like read the right things or food or anything like that, just to give the best chance to work right. Again, if, like, I'll give you one more good example. If you have Ferrari, right? We have Ferrari. Would you give, I don't know, like cheap oil, I don't know, like maybe like bad fuel, I don't know, maybe like bad tires? No, of course not. It's a Ferrari. So you have to treat Ferrari as your brain. So you cannot give junk food, alcohol, smoke, because all that is just going to make your brain work less. And when you work less, it directly entices how much you can earn and overall your creativity. So again, I cannot stress that enough. Make your brain as Ferrari. Treat your brain as Ferrari, and when you treat your brain as Ferrari, it's going to get you very good results, very fast results. No, maybe get much faster, because if you have this, like, it's going to be Toyota Prius, right? This is Toyota Prius, and this is maybe like Lambo, right? Lamborghini. So It's up to you. Do you want to go with Toyota Prius or you want to go with Lamborghini? Lamborghini is high maintenance, it's difficult, it's expensive, but it's absolutely worth it because Lamborghini will get you much faster there. People want to know how you did that and etc. And it's not that hard, right? Just, I mean, it's hard, but you get the idea. So yeah, this is for people who actually want to achieve goals faster, make everything happen faster, and overall feel better. And yeah, I think maybe like if this video was helpful, give me a like. If you didn't understand something, write me a comment. Still trying to produce and basically give my ideas there. All right, so see you in the next video. Bye bye.